Hey guys, this is Chris Maker. I'm going to make some like guide series, I guess, where how to improve your gameplay. So yeah, I don't know how I should start this, but I chose the subject to be keybinds because a lot of people actually don't care about keybinds and don't know how effective it actually can change your gameplay. It's not like if you change your keybinds to a good keybind and good sequences, it doesn't mean like you're going to get gladiator or something. It just means if you want to play at your max level, then you should definitely think about this shit. So let's get rolling into this. I guess like first thing I can explain to you is why good keybinds is good keybinds. Okay, so a good keybind is, for example, if you I'm just gonna say if you use shadow dance on shift 1, I'm using shadow dance on shift 1, I just say all that. Then you probably want, sometimes if you want your, even if you haven't binded, if you haven't macroed your unused string, which you should, or you have another bind because sometimes you just want to sap with shadow dance and don't use your unused string. Of course I understand that. Then you have a bind for your unused string. Then basically you don't want to have bad keybinds for such essential good keybinds. You want to really think about why you set them and why this is a good keybind. For example, my shadow dance is on shift 1. I have macroed them. Just to be clear, like under my shadow dance, this is nothing to keybinds, but this has nothing to keybinds to do, but I'm just gonna tell it anyway. Like under my shadow dance, I have my new string, so it's easy for me to see it with less brain lag, less seconds. My eyes is really easy, much easier to see when you do like stuff like that. So, but okay, my shift 1, my shadow dance is on shift 1. Yeah, that's cool, right? It doesn't really mean anything that it's on shift 1. The thing that means anything is that the keybinds I'm gonna do in a sequence after I use my shadow dance is good. For example, a lot of times I open with either shadow dance and shadow blades for a really big burst, or I just do shadow blades to get momentum, and then later on when they don't have trinket, I just pop shadow dance and kill them, right? But when I want to make a big burst, I have shadow dance on shift 1 and I have shadow blades on shift R. This like opens up a lot of opportunities of good key binding after that sequence, because you just see shift and shift. That's a good sequence because you can do it as fast as even possible. Like, and not to talk about, I have my shadow dance on shift 1 and I haven't raised a naga, as I already told. That's on 1 on my naga, and my R is on my keyboard, so that's gonna be so quick. Like, that's quick. You saw this like not even a millisecond. That was like millisecond away from each other. That how fast it was. So yeah, so you wanna really have good keybinds and good sequence combined with good keybinds. That's gonna make your gameplay even more fluent and even more easy to play. So yeah. So also a note thing: if you have your unused trinket on a keybind, or if you have a shadow dance on a keybind and only unused trinket, as in my case I have my unused trinket and my shadow dance same keybind. If you have any gloves enchants like that gives an Aggie or any enchant you want to use, like your unused trinket, then you probably want that on the same keybind. Like here I have my gloves in shift 1 as well. So, and you can combine them unfortunately, but that's also something that makes it a good keybind and easy to like. It makes them just so easy to remember when it's Aggie buff on with a lesser Aggie buff on same keybind. It just makes it so much easier to use. Also, you don't want to have keybinds that makes your hand go in an odd way on your keyboard. Like if, for example, Shift X, Shift C, Shift X. If you want to hit Shift X, let's say Shift X, you're blind. Then right after you want to vanish. Shift X, let's say that, and then your vanish is on 1. Then you have to take your hand up to 1, or if you have raising angle should solve the problem. But then you have to take away from your shift keybind, move your hand away in the normal position, press 1, go back again if you have another bad keybind, and that's gonna slow you so much down. It's gonna like make your hand it's gonna make your head feel like not gonna make it fluent at all. I can just tell you by now that that is a bad keybind. That's a bad sequence. That's everything is bad about that. I don't say right now just shift X is a bad keybind. I just say like if you have a sequence like that on that keybind, and right after you're gonna do something else, then with also a bad keybind, well, not maybe it could be a good keybind if your sequence was different, but here in this case it's not. So that makes this a really bad keybind and a bad sequence. This can make major brain lags in arena and can like unfortunately make you lose the game sometimes in worst scenario case. So yeah, that's so bad if that happens. Also a thing in duels, in arenas, BGs doesn't care. In one-on-one situations, let's just say like that from this scenario right now, that if you, let's say I use my shadow dance and I can't hit my cheap shot fast enough because it's in a bad keybind, then the other rogue or the other player, let's say I'm fighting a warrior, then I'm shadow dancing, and because I'm not cheap shotting him fast enough, he's gonna shock with me between my use of shadow dance and my stuns. So he's gonna prevent my damage with just blowing one cooldown and 20-sec cooldown for blowing one main cooldown and my unused trinket, maybe if I didn't already use that. So that if that happens, it's pretty much game over for you in that duel. The same thing can happen in arena if you have bad keybinds. You wanna vanish, he stuns you, he sees you or stuns you because he knows you're gonna stun him while you're in vanish or something like that, then you just screwed like hell, especially because vanish now 3 main cooldown, but not only because of that, but because he prevented your damage by stunning you because you wasn't fast enough. And what I'm going to say with this is just like, if you had better keybinds in that case, you would have gotten that shit off and you would have done damage and get some momentum on him, instead of losing everything, lose your cooldowns, waste something, trying to stun him but it doesn't go off, you know, something like that. The worst thing that ever could happen in that scenario was if you stunned him and you got stunned meanwhile, so you actually fucked up your DR meanwhile you stunned him. That's the good part, that you stunned him, but the bad part is then next time you want to stun him to damage, you maybe is not aware of your DR is not ready yet, or you just have to stun him to get pressure again and fight and get that fine weakness up again to get some momentum, because now you're gonna lose if you don't. Then it's very bad and it could cost you the game for sure. Yeah, there's also also for focus CC I would really recommend you, especially because sometimes when you're focus blinding, you are almost every time doing something out of it. Either if it's a focus kidney shot, focus sap, anything, you're always doing something. So you want it on, if you have focus blind on shift something, you want normal blind on the same keybind, just not on shift, and you want everything with a focus on shift something. So you reduce brain lag and do it as fast as even possible, because as I just mentioned with the warrior thing, then it could really save you time and make your gameplay much more fluent, which is what you wanna get when you wanna play on your max level if possible. Even if you are what somebody call a noob, you know, 1400 player, 1200 player, maybe a clicker or something, then the best thing I can say to a clicker is not being a clicker, and then after you can take this as a tip and advice, because basically, like, you know, if you're a clicker, you don't have keybinds. So, but yeah guys, this is probably it I have today. Just remember to get just good focus sequences, get normal sequences like cheap shot, garrote on like 1-2, like I have like easy keybinds, you know, like if you cheap shot and then you ambush, then you want to have it real close to your cheap shot as well, and then you garrote close to that because you're probably gonna either stun or garrote after that. So you want to have your keybinds in so good sequences, like in Kata it was very a must almost to have your prep on something that was really close to your vanish, because you probably when you're gonna prep, you're either gonna smoke bomb or you're gonna vanish like almost right after. So that was really essential that you had really good keybinds for both of those. But this is all I have to say today. Yeah, Kid out.